Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone live on this Tuesday evening, John Pertwee's birthday. Sorry I didn't stream yesterday. I just have to be honest with you. I was very tired, and I just hadn't got the energy to do it yesterday. So I decided to stream today. It's Pertwee's birthday. And obviously, I've thrown up a few things on the channel. This morning I threw up. It's just an audio, but it's still very good. But you can actually watch if you want to watch the actual footage, you can get it on YouTube. So back in March 19th, 1994. I think it was, wasn't it a year just before he died, or a few months before he died? I think it was a year before he died, wasn't it? He appeared on Noel Edmonds' show. Noel Edmonds had played a prank on him. And I have to say, just goes to show how nice the guy was. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. A great sport. If you haven't checked it out, please do. I don't know if you... Obviously, I threw up the trailer just before I actually played it here for everybody. So if you haven't actually seen the new intro, it's actually up on the channel. But I want to thank, before I bring him on, I want to thank Lee. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. He's after spending a lot of time on it, guys. So please give Lee a bit of a shout out there, will you? Because you can see that a lot of effort has gone into this. And I have to say it's fantastic, especially the ending where the globe just changes into the new TARDIS Zone logo, which Lee also designed himself as well. So we might as well bring the man on anyway himself and let him give you a little bit of background of what he actually had to do with it before we start talking about Pertwee. Blue Bonnet will be joining us as well, because as you all know, favorite doctor of hers. And there's anybody else in the live chat that would like to come in on the panel tonight, we're only going to be streaming for about an hour. So if you want to come on and talk about Pertwee, talk about your favorite memories, because remember, there's a lot of you guys that are a lot older than me, no offense, but you will probably have more stories to tell about Pertwee than I actually would. So if there's any of you that are in the live chat that have met the man personally and you have any stories and would like to share them with people, you are more than welcome to come onto the stream. So if there's anybody in the live chat that would like to come on, send me a message on Messenger, the usual places, and I'll bring you on. So let's without further ado, let's bring on our first guest tonight, and of course it's Lee. Problem Big, welcome. Are you with us?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Yes. Yes. So, first things first, I just have to say thank you very much. I'm actually blown. I'm stuck for words because, listen, people make stuff for me all the time, and I do be impressed every time, but I know how much work has gone into this, and I know how many times you've actually had to start again.
Oh God! No idea. I mean, last night I was up. I've been up all night.
Yeah.
All day yesterday, all last night, all day today. I had a hell of a time with one of the scenes. It just would not render, and it kept crashing and crashing. Like halfway in. So
man, yeah,
real pain.
I thought there was going to be a bit of a glitch, because when I played it first, and it's probably at the part that you're talking about, there was a little second glitch, half a second glitch as it was going near the end. I thought, oh, Lee is going to go mad if this doesn't work. So then when I put it into StreamYard, right, and it kept loading, and here I was saying to Chad, oh Jesus, man, I don't know how I'm going to have to tell Lee that this is not going to fit. What am I going to do, man? He's going to flip and all this work. He's at the ball. And then next of all, then, just as I put the computer down, I seen it came through and I was like, yes. Now let's see if it has that glitch when I play it. And the glitch is gone. So it's fine.
Well, I mean, I did a deliberate glitch at the end part of the logo. That was on purpose, but I mean, I don't think that's what you mean.
No. It's just before it goes into the globe.
All right.
Before the globe turns, there's this tiny little glitch just there. But that's when I was playing the video on my computer. But as soon as I said, I put it through StreamYard, it was fine. So yeah. So that's the new intro, folks. I hope you like it. Because a lot of work has gone into it, and I have to say it's brilliant.
I mean, I had to learn. I mean, I've played around with After Effects not very much before, but that's really expensive. Like you have to have a subscription and all that, and it's just and I've never done 3D modeling stuff at all. So I poured all over YouTube looking at various different tutorials and sort of trying to pick up things. And so yeah, I think, when was it I started this? Was it 3-4 weeks ago? No,
yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
So I've learnt a lot.
Well, just one question actually I did actually forget to ask. Maybe I should have asked this at the start actually before you were even making the music though. Is the music copyright free?
Well, I mean, you've used the theme tune before. That was the Eighth Doctor one by David Arnold.
Yeah, that one seemed to be okay.
Well, this one, what I did was, I mean, I sampled. Well, I don't know if I should say it. I sampled the Delia Derbyshire one, right. And then I pitched it down, and I did all the sort of different sounds and remixes and stuff.
Well, once you've done something different to it, that's fine. That's what they want, you know.
It's entirely my own work as well.
Right, well then that's fine. That's all I was asking. So we're good.
Right.
We're good. But listen, man, I love it. Do you want to see it again, folks? Do you want to see it again?
Yeah, again. It's a bit blocky on there, but hey. You know, you can always use it as the intro to your videos.
What I've done is, but it might be blocky on StreamYard, yeah. But I guarantee you, hold on, if I go back and I play it, because we're live now, right? So what I'll do is I'll go onto my phone and I'll go back to the very start of the stream and I'll see how it looks on my phone, because I changed the resolution up to the highest one now. So if I'm correct, why won't it let me go back? No, let you go back to the start of your stream, no? I thought that it does. I thought you could rewind back to the start. If you missed the start of the stream, you can go back and then catch up.
No idea.
Obviously not. Not on mobile phones, you can't anyway. Well, anyway, I jazzed up the old resolution on YouTube, so I might look a bit. They always do look bad on StreamYard, but then when you actually watch it on YouTube, it's a completely different story. But we'll let Unknown have a look, because Unknown did the last intro, so it's only right that I show off Leah's work. So here we go again. Have a look at this. Let me know what you think, guys, because I think this is highly impressive. This is now, by the way, I just want to get this out there. He has built everything from scratch. So the TARDIS, the globe, everything.
No, everything but the TARDIS.
All right.
I mean, I did nick a model of it. I thought, what's the fucking point of spending days and days and days and days, weeks building a bloody thing from scratch?
Right. Okay, right.
Well, I didn't know how involved it was going to get, and then it just got. But I did modify it, so I did learn to change it. So because originally it was a Capaldi TARDIS, and then I made it look a bit more generic.
Well, again,
made it glow and flash.
Slight little changes to it, anyway, and that's always a good thing, because you can't get done if he does subtle changes.
It's open. It was an open. It was it's an open source.
Well, everything else that you see happening on the screen, right, bar the TARDIS. Right, some little things on it, but still,
bits of the TARDIS.
Right, bits of the TARDIS. Right, all the rest was created by him, so he had to build the globe, and then
I built planet Earth from scratch.
Yeah,
and
then the way it transitions into my logo, or his logo, I should say, because he's the one that created it. We should try. Copyright that crap. Make sure nobody, and that means then anybody that uses the logo.
Let's get it trademarked.
I think I might.
I think you should.
I don't think the offer. Yeah, I'm actually been talking to Cheryl about stuff like that. There's a lot that we can do, to stop certain things from happening as well. So yeah, I've been looking into it all. Right, listen, have a look at this again. Unknown is in here, and Unknown wants to have a look at it. So let me know, because you did the last one, and you're obviously like Lee, very talented. And do you know what, guys? If I had the patience for something like this, I don't think I'd have the artistic level that you guys have. This is impressive to me. So, like, I'll blow all the smoke up leaves.
No. I'm just really glad you like it.
Seriously, I'm rightly impressed, Lee. I am, seriously. I can't believe it, but here it is for everybody else. This drives. Well, actually, do you know what the good news about this theme tune is this one doesn't annoy Ted as much as the last one. Because no, not in a bad way. It's
the
just
music.
Ted knows once the music comes on stream, he hasn't got a clue what's going on now. Right, here we go, guys.
That's weird.
There
it went fast at the start and then slowed down. Don't know what happened there. That was weird.
I think it's because it's just because it's on StreamYard.
It didn't do that the first time, did it?
Keith Union, I actually sent you a message on Twitter and the private messages. So yeah, man, look, absolutely fantastic. Trademark that logo. I'm going to look into it. I don't think it even costs that much. So I'm going to look into it, because to be quite honest with you, a lot of hard work has gone into all the artwork, and I want to protect that artwork, because we've already seen people already lift that artwork to make up fake accounts. And I'm not having it, because Lee obviously put in all that hard work, and I'm not going to have some little idiot out there, lift it and use it. And no way. I hate that. That's like, someone's at the putting a lot of hard work into all of that. I mean, he's at the look at Lee is at the obviously helping me what you call it, redesign the channel as such. Well, maybe give it a bit of a remake, right? And he's also done the intro. So, like, listen, I know how many hours that guy has stayed awake at all hours, man. I even telling him to go to sleep and get some rest and everything, and he won't until he got it done.
Well, it's a nice thing, it feels nice to do. It was a learning thing as well for me. So, I mean, I've been putting it off for months. So I thought, well, this is a really good opportunity to see if it's intuitive. I mean, it's not. it makes you go mental. I think my screen is covered in dry spit because I've been like losing my mind over this fucking thing. But it's nice when you get something at the end of it. Even if it is 27 seconds, and people don't realize that so only a few seconds can take, just a 10 seconds scene alone.
That's what I was going to say. You have to give it to all these people that do this for a bloody living, to do a 27-second intro like that. The amount of hours it took you You know what I mean? Imagine.
Well, bearing in mind I'm still learning as well, so it probably take me
you're
3
only
to
learning
4 times as long.
That's what I mean. This is new software to you, and the fact that you've produced that—that's what I'm saying. I'm blown away, man.
Thanks.
Blown away. That's. I'm telling you, that's some talent you have. I
had to rebuild the logo as well from scratch because it was very difficult to get a sort of picture image into 3D. I had to do so many different things. It's like, oh no, I'll just rebuild it from scratch because I had the font, so it's all a font. So I just typed it in and worked it out from there, extruded and you know.
Well, it doesn't look like there's any difference, man. So again,
yeah, I'll try to get it as close as possible.
Wow, that's weird. People that were following me. Yeah, I don't want to get into it because I want to talk about Pertwee, but I've seen that, like, you know, Twitter again has been the highlight of everybody's day. We won't get into
I just cottoned on at the last minute. It's like, who's this now? You know?
Yeah, I know.
Dragging up an old tweet.
Obviously, they have me blocked because you know they don't want to talk to me. But like, I will be addressing that tomorrow. There's some stuff that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it for now.
Ian sent me a message yesterday, so I want to address something tomorrow, and I will be addressing it tomorrow. We'll
deal with that tomorrow. We won't drag this.
Pertwee's birthday, as we said. Now, I've got a few more guests coming on. By the way, Blue Bonnet is going to be joining us pretty soon. We've got our second guest on tonight joining us, along with Problem Being. We have Geek Union.
Hello,
my friend.
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm good.
I am knackered.
Lee is knackered. Lee would probably need a permanent vacation.
Yeah, I did really like that intro.
So do I. I have to say, I'm really impressed. Look, he was sending me little snippets of photographs, right? When
I started off with a totally different time tunnel. Yeah, and it was absolute. It was. Because I had it in a loop, so it was going around in this, and I didn't know how to get the TARDIS out of there, and I couldn't control it. So, because it's like the first thing I did, and then I sort of went and looked at another tutorial on another one, and then I was like, okay, and then I made it like that, but then I didn't want it to be the same, so I messed around with it and altered it, and yeah, I decided actually I quite like that. It's kind of got like a deco thing. It looks a bit like clocks, like clock faces ticking. So I thought that was
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I love the fact there's a little bit of a kind of a
happy accident
Capaldi in it, because you do know that Capaldi is up there as one of my favorites, along with this man whose birthday it is. And I actually do want to talk about Pertwee, so let's get straight into it. So for Doctor Who, for him, it obviously started with obviously the end of the War Games, but let's say his first official story, Spearhead in Space. Now, I remember the first time I seen this story, and it scared the crap out of me.
The Autons, that really sinister, aren't they?
To be honest, walking dummies, especially the way they did them back then.
Much better.
They look pretty scary, right? So you can imagine when, obviously, I wasn't around, I wasn't born when Pertwee's era was obviously on air, but obviously I got to watch, because back then they did a lot of, as you know yourself, reruns. It was great back in the day when you could get reruns of old Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I remember this story. Oh man, I even remember when your man, when you realised that the bloke, the villain in it, was basically one of these creatures, if you will. That's the way I was looking at it when I was a kid. I was like, wow, this is brilliant. And who was this man with the bushy hair? I was like, seriously. And me dad, right? I have to be honest, my dad loves Baker, but he loved Pertwee because he's a big, huge James Bond fan. And I think you have to make that comparison, because Pertwee's era is very action-based, but they've got some amazing stories in there. Some that really, I mean, Una features obviously a lot, as you know. And That's the one thing actually that was a shame in Baker's era actually, is that unit didn't kind of feature a lot more than it did in Baker's. But I mean, we do have Pertwee. That is the golden era, I think. And someone put it up on Twitter saying that Pertwee's run is probably the most consistent of any era. And I'd have to agree with that. I think he had a lot of great stories. Now, obviously, I don't have the childhood memories that a lot of people in the chat would probably have, or some of you guys even have. Uh, but if there's anybody in the chat that wants to join, Colin, I've asked you if you want to join. If you want to join, Super John, you were on briefly for the last watch along. If you want to actually come on and talk about Pertwee as well, go ahead. But Lee and Geek Union, have you any favorite memories of Pertwee's Doctor? And actually, I wanted to ask, what is your favorite Pertwee story? Actually, I should have asked that first. What our favorite Pertwee story is? What mine is Inferno, as you all know. I love that story. So, for you, Lee, favorite memory or favorite story of Pertwee?
Well, yeah, I think most people in the chat have been sick and tired of me going on about it, but I did meet him.
Lucky
Him once.
bastard.
Well, that's just a case of being old. But yeah, when I was, because I had really the best Doctor Who club, school Doctor Who club in the country. We were so spoilt.
Yeah.
We had Terence Dix come and visit us. We had Brigadier Nicholas Courtney come visit us. Michael Wisher, the original Davros, came to visit us. J&T came to visit us. Who else? Louise Jameson came to visit us. Anthony Ainley was going to come and visit us.
Right.
Unfortunately, he was ill.
He passed away.
Yeah, but we went to the BBC to the dress rehearsal of Ghostlight, and we met Sylvester and Sophie there in their costumes. That was great. And I had my grandma's knitted question mark pullover. And he went snap, but he wasn't wearing his because he said it was too hot under the lights for the dress rehearsal. So I was like, well, you lied. But we also went to see the opening premiere of Doctor Who: The Ultimate Adventure,
Right.
Starring John Pertwee as the Doctor. So it was a fantastic, to see him, because I mean, in the Doctor Who club, what we would do if we didn't have guests coming to visit us, we had lots and lots of videos. Now, back in the late 80s, you didn't have the VHS pretty much of most of the John Pertwee. I don't think any of them were released then. And we got like copies, like videos that had been passed around the Doctor Who Society and all the rest of it, Appreciation Society. And yeah, our history teacher was a big sort of mover and shaker in the days of Doctor Who, Doas and Phoenix. Yeah. And so he got hold of these copies. So some of them, Pertwee ones, were in black and white because they hadn't been found properly yet, and they had to be recolored. And because not a lot of people, I don't think, well, some people do, real fans know that some of the episodes of the John Pertwee era were actually black and white and had to be recolored from VHS.
Yeah.
Like people copied it from, from not VHS, but from like Super 8 and things like that. So, yeah, so we had all that. We got introduced to a lot of John Pertwee stuff at school, at the school club. So we grew to love him then, and we grew to love Delgado's The Master and Sarah Jane. And yeah, so we went on a school trip to Wimbledon Theatre to see John Pertwee as the Doctor. That was fantastic. And he met us. Well, we met him after the show. We went backstage and into his dressing room, and there he was in his sort of like dressing gown or smoking jacket or whatever, looking very debonair. And a gaggle of spotty kids with dodgy haircuts went in, and sort of he was sat down at his, makeup area with the mirror and everything with the lights around it, and he was so lovely. He was such a nice man, such a gentleman, and he was clearly very worn out, very tired. But he was very patient with us, and we all sort of stood there, and he said, "Well, do you have any questions?" And we were so dumb, starstruck and dumb. We were just like, we didn't know what to ask. Some of us asked questions, but it was just like we were just so in awe of meeting him. And of course, he signed autographs and everything.
Yeah.
Which I already had his autograph because my grandmother used to work at Wandsworth County Court, and he actually wandered in one day to request an application for divorce papers. My grandmother was a clerk of the court, so she issued him with his court papers, and then she very cheekily asked him if she could have his autograph, because I was a big fan of Doctor Who and Wurzel Gummidge, so he was very polite and said yes.
I do want to actually bring up Wurzel Gummidge as well later on in the stream as well, because he did do that, and he actually did a couple of audios as well back in the day called the Navy Lark as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
which I've been looking to try get. I can actually find. I know a place where I can actually listen to them, so I'm going to actually go and listen to them later on during the week. I might have a review. I might do a review. Actually, Lee, if you're interested in doing that, we might. I'll see if I can send them.
I love all that stuff. I mean, I used to collect a lot of that kind of stuff.
Because I'd like to do something like that, because I do like Pertwee, but I am discovering all these other things. But we do have Super John with us as well. And Colin wants to join as well. The more the merrier. As I said, Blue Bonnet is going to be joining us as well. But welcome, Super John. But I will go to Geek Union first. Geek Union, have you any memories of Pertwee growing up? And what is your favourite story? And Lee, did you actually tell us what your favourite story was? Sorry.
Because
you do go off on one,
yeah, that's true. Well, I'm tired. I'm just waffling. I've hit the wall. I'm in the second wave.
So you're grand. You're grand.
I love so many of them. I think I love Claws of Axos.
Yeah, good stuff.
Stands out for me.
Good stuff.
Good master story.
Yeah, we're doing Frontier in Space actually.
We recently watched that just a few weeks ago. So.
And not only that, though, it's great that we happen to have a Pertwee story on the week of his birthday. And also, obviously, the actor that's in Frontier in Space obviously played the older version of Billy Shipton in New Who, and he just recently passed away. So it'll be... actually, that is weird. I'm just realising they died on the same month. July seems to be a bit of a bad month for Doctor Who.
Well, I tend to find that the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and at the very end, you get like a burst of people dying. It's like a season of it. So right at the end of the start of the year, and then sort of around summertime. So it's right at the head of winter and right at the head of summer. You get like a big sort of spurt of celebrity deaths. I've noticed. True.
Right, Geek Union, go ahead, mate. Any fond memories, and what is your favourite Pertwee story, if you have one? And I have to say, it is kind of hard to pick a standout Pertwee, because he did have a lot of good, solid stories. So go ahead anyway.
Well, definitely agree. It is quite hard to pick out a few. But for me, the Ambassadors of Death.
Oh, good stuff.
Simply because there was a part in that episode or that story where Pertwee acted like an old man, and he took these guys out from I guess hijacking this army vehicle or something. Yeah.
Nice. Annie, do you remember? Were you around? Firstly, I should ask you: were you around when Pertwee was in the role, or were you like me, a little bit older, and we're just looking at obviously the reruns?
I remember seeing like one of his episodes, like 2006, when he's on like UK Gold or something.
Ah, yeah.
But I don't actually remember what episode that was.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because UK TV Gold was a great channel at the time. They used to show Only Fools and Horses, Doctor Who,
Yeah.
What on the Grave, real old shows like that. And that's where I actually got to see most of classic Who, believe it or not, growing up. Because in Ireland, as I said, and I'm only discovering now, believe it or not, that on Twitter, I've actually gotten in touch, or they've gotten in touch with me, or we've realised that I've found a few more Irish Whovians, so I don't feel on my own anymore. So that's been great. So I was hoping to get some of these guys together for an official Irish stream. So you'll have a bunch of Irish lads and ladies on the stream, just talking, listening to the Irish talk about Doctor Who. It'll be hilarious. But we got Super John and we've got Colin obviously joining us as well. But we'll go with you next, Super John, and welcome, Colin. We'll get your thoughts now in just a second. But Super John, is there any particular Pertwee story you like, and have you any fond memories of Pertwee?
Hello.
Can you hear me, Super John? Okay, I don't think we can hear Super John. Hold on.
It's not shown as muted, but
Right, we'll come back to Super John. Colin, we'll go with you. Same question to you, I suppose.
Is that John?
Super John, can you hear us? You might need to back out and come back in again, John. Sometimes that does happen.
The first Pertwee story I did see was.
There, see, he probably needed to drop out and come back in. So while we're waiting on Super John to come back, go ahead, Colin, there. Oh, are we having technical difficulties now?
No, it's okay. Sorry, no, I was just having a slight clear of throat. At the risk of sounding like the personal assistant of a certain Hollywood producer who went on to insert herself into Star Wars, I don't think I really have a favourite Pertwee story per se. I liked all of them. I like the unit stuff. I suppose probably the most memorable one for me would be the Green Death. I'm not sure. I probably must have been old enough to watch Pertwee when it was originally on, but it was a long time ago. The first one I can definitely remember watching actually is Tom Baker.
Yeah.
But I did. Pertwee was fantastic. I mean, he obviously at the time James Bond was quite popular in the cinemas and that, and I think he was channeling that in a way. It was very much the action hero, considering he was possibly slightly older than most action heroes would tend to be.
Yeah.
I take going back to what Lee was saying earlier on. One thing, those of us of a certain age who watched important American TV programs, when you talk about the credit titles for Doctor Who, I want someone to insert the TARDIS into the time tunnel. You keep talking about the time tunnel in the Doctor Who credit titles. There was an American TV series in the 60s called The Time Tunnel. And I think I've recommended it to you at one point. Actually, saying you really ought to watch the first episode when you finally get around to doing your was it your Lego Titanic?
Yeah, I still have to do it. I still have see, I have an excuse now because the camera on the computer is actually broke. So until I get a new camera. It's still there. I still have it there. It's right in front of me, man. It's annoying me because I want to build it because I love Titanic, but I know once I start it, I'm gonna start flipping the lid because if I get one thing wrong, see,
Yeah.
unlike Lee, right? Unlike Lee when Lee was doing that trailer for me, even though Lee had to start again, and even though he was getting frustrated and screaming and stuff, see me, if I made a mistake, right, especially with that, I'd throw it against the wall, and then that's it. It's done. I wouldn't be able to do it because I break it into pieces. That's how frustrated I get. I just don't have the patience, and unfortunately, that's something that I'm still, even to this day, trying to, understand that. Sometimes you do need a bit of patience, but I do find it hard. I don't know what it is. I'm the type of person that, like, if I do something, if I do one part wrong, it throws me completely off, and it shouldn't really, because
You're too late now, mate. Az has beaten you to it. He did a couple of swims building an entire bloody Lego castle.
yeah, I seen that.
Argios has
I
actually
love his
brought up.
streams. I love his streams. He does painting as well. He's brilliant, man.
Oh yeah.
Second brilliant stuff. Right, Super John. I just need to know if you're with us, though. Hello.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yay. Okay. There seems
Can you hear
to
me?
be, yeah. There seems to
Oh,
be
that's brilliant.
right. There seems to be a bit of a delay on either our side or your side. So I'll ask you the same question and then I'll shut up so you're not cutting across me. But same question goes to you. Have you got a favorite memory or a favorite story of Pertwee?
Well, it was back in, I think it was 1991. It was on the BBC Two repeats, and it just finished from the Mind Robber, because I can remember following from the I think it was the Time Meddler, and I managed to see that was actually my first Hartnell episode I seen. And I saw the Mind Robber, Patrick Troughton, and then it followed up with the Sea Devils with John Pertwee. So I decided to watch that one, and actually, what I did was I kept watching the episodes over and over again because they were so good. Yeah, I love that. I love that episode, and I suppose that's my favourite episode. The Pertwee era.
Yeah. I love Pertwee's era. As I said, as you know, I've
Hello,
been.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're still here. It's just there's a bit of a delay. I think there is a delay with it. Someone is saying it's got something to do with internet connection, and I think that's what the problem actually is. But we can hear you. So go on, continue.
That's okay. I had watched them all over again, and then there was no other John Pert. I think there was another John Pertwee's, and it was the Damons, and I liked that episode as well. It was I think that was 1990, maybe 91 or 92. It's very hard to kind of remember that. But later on, I had I get the satellite television, and it was the multi channels that came in now, and I was at my dad's cousins, and I was looking through the newspapers and just flicking through the pages to see the channels.
Right, I've been asked to put up a certain message here, so I just want to find it. Where is it?
It's the one that's about
Here it is. Yeah.
in the war.
So, Pertwee was a real life spy during World War II. Yeah, that must be also acknowledged as well. He is obviously a war hero. Let's be honest. I mean, anybody that fought in World War II or World War One is a hero in my eyes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the life that I have if it wasn't the sacrifice of all those people and the people that actually fought, all brave. It doesn't matter who you were. If you fought in those wars, you were a brave soul. And
Well, the thing on the grounds of how easily things could change, I wasn't aware of his service in Espionage, but I did know he was serving on HMS Hood, and I think he was injured or sick or something. He was serving in the Navy, and he actually left. He was moved from HMS Hood a very short time before it met the Bismarck and sank. So if
yeah,
he stood on board the Hood, we might not have had the third Doctor. We might not have
exactly.
had the
John Steed is actually
Wow.
put it there. He said
Yeah.
he served on the HMS Hood, which was sank by the Bismarck, and then he wrote, Pertwee was almost blown up by an attack from the Germans and woke up in the officers' mess. That's mess hall, if I'm correct in saying
Yeah.
that was where they go to have something to eat. All soldiers, you're right. All soldiers on all sides were brave because they were fighting. Listen. At the end, any soldier that goes to war is following orders, and they have to follow orders or they face the consequences. Now, especially during World War I, where we saw in David Tennant's episode, Human Nature, Family of Blood, you seen what happened, and we actually got to see what happened in Torchwood as well. Any serving British soldier that basically suffered from shock, right? That's what they suffered from shock. The British government then decided that these soldiers were faking and would send them back out onto the front line. Now, if soldiers refused, unfortunately, you know what happened then. And that's how brutal war is. Soldiers follow order. You know, I'm not saying they're totally innocent, but they just follow their commanders in chief. And if they don't, they could face consequences, prison, death. So, I mean, you know, hat goes off to people like Pertwee. And yeah, if he had been blown up, we would never have got our third Doctor. By the way, someone tried to dispute that with me this morning on Twitter, that Pertwee was the third Doctor, and he threw up that stupid picture of the Morbius bleeding faces. Right? I'm sick of this crap. And you know what I said to him? I said, right, listen, this is the way I am with it. I says, I reject Chris Chibnall's canon. So as far as I'm concerned, he is the third Doctor. Hartnell's the fourth Doctor. Troughton's the second Doctor. That doesn't change with me. And that's the way it is, right? And then he was like, oh, so you can pick and choose. I said, just run along, right? I don't accept it. And what you hear anyway, right? I'm not giving out to you for having your opinion, so feck off. Right, let's bring on, she hasn't been on in a while. Obviously, you know, with all this crap that's been going on, I don't blame her, to be honest with you, because this channel has been kind of fighting on all bloody fronts lately. But it's nice to have her back, and she obviously, you all know, she's a huge fan of Pertwee. And it's let's see now, it's Blue Bonnet. Hold on now. Jesus Christ, I've got to move this screen down. Sorry, Blue Bonnet, we don't want to be keeping you delayed. There we go. And we got Blue Bonnet Hoovy in here. Yay!
Hey, yay!
Woo! Yeah!
There
Yeah!
we go.
I feel like we've been celebrating Pertwee for like a week now, right?
Yeah,
It's not long enough.
well, he deserves it. He deserves
Yeah, he does.
Great Doctor. I look at, as I said, he's in my holy trinity.
Yeah.
Which is Pertwee, Baker, and Capaldi. Because I think those three actors. No disrespect to every other actor. You know, I love Matt Smith. You know, but at the end of the day, those three, acting wise, caliber wise, I think they were the three best that we ever got to play the Doctor, in my opinion, right? So I want to throw that out there. That's in my opinion, right? The rest of you might have our favorite, but the holy trinity for me is Pertwee, Baker, Capaldi.
Yeah, I would agree.
So Blue Bonnet, obviously you've heard what we've been talking about. So
I caught the whole Morbius thing and how the guy had to put a picture up. Yeah. Fuck you. That'd be my attitude. Just like, you know, it's like I'm so sick of this shit. It's like he's the third Doctor. End of story. Shut up. I'm just.
Well, here's the thing:
Exactly.
the BBC. I don't know. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure that the BBC, because the official, it's the official page on. I bet you on Facebook and on Twitter, they've actually said. I bet you they've said happy birthday to the third Doctor John Pertwee, right? So they'll even keep up with it. Actually, can someone actually check that for me and see did BBC bother their arse actually to actually wish the third Doctor a happy birthday? Because lately they've been very neglectful when certain individuals have passed away, So if someone could check that for me and actually see did they give an official birthday shout out, and be interested to see do they just call him John Pertwee the Doctor, or did they actually say the third Doctor? He is the third Doctor. I don't care what those idiots say. They could throw up all these articles and say that Chris Chibnall has changed canon and this is the way it is. It's not. We don't accept it, and we never will. You're not going to diminish the legacy of John Pertwee or any of those other guys that played the Doctor. How dare you all? And how dare Chris Chibnall thinking that he can go and do this? We reject it. So if we reject it, we do not accept it. It's as simple as that. And and as Doomcock does say, and it is a true saying, without respect, we reject. And you can't respect Doctor Who, so we reject it. It's as simple as that. I don't care if this show crashes and burns anymore. I don't. It'll be the best thing for it to happen, because in a couple of years' time, then when all the dust settles, then someone then that genuinely has love for this show will pick it up, and will do it justice. Now we already know that BBC is not keen on a retcon. They've actually Gary's latest, and I have to stress it is rumor, but his video was blocked by the BBC. But in that, he actually did say that the BBC actually don't like the Timeless Children. They don't like what Chris Chibnall has done with the retcon, but they're afraid to touch it. They don't want to. They can't touch it now because there would be uproar from the other side. And let's remember, they might be a small minority of the fan base, but they're surely a vocal minority, and they do have support in the right places. So it's going to be very hard to retcon this without upsetting them.
Well, you know what? That will be their downfall. See, that this is the mistakes they made over and over again, because honestly, we're the fans that buy the merchandise. We're the fans that support this show for all these years, and they're worried about these little piss ants. This is their problem. This is their problem. The ones that scream the loudest, which I don't know why they think that, but the ones that scream the loudest, they're going to get what they want, which, yeah. Don't even get me started.
So did they wish him a happy birthday or what?
We're remembering John Pertwee, the dashing third Doctor, today on his birthday on the Doctor Who official site.
Right, so they call him the third Doctor. So there you go, little J-bots, right? No matter what you actually say, BBC is still calling him the third Doctor. So you can be in denial all you want. Chris Chibnall is a hack. Chris Chibnall has actually disrespected each and every single one of their legacies with this. And if you don't see that, actually, I don't really give a crap whether you see it anymore, because you're actually fans of this show. You were never fans of this show. And you know what? It's sad that BBC has decided to pander to all yous. But let's get back to Pertwee, because we could talk about the I want to concentrate on Pertwee. But another show that I used to love watching them in was obviously Wurzel Gummidge. Now, I think I was old enough when watching that. I think I was a kid when that was actually still live on the television, if I remember. I don't know what you guys personally thought of Wurzel Gummidge. Now, they did do an updated version with Mackenzie Crook, which I did like now, even though they did have a message of climate change and plastic in that. But the story was interesting, and he was a good Wurzel Gummidge, but he is no Pertwee, right?
I used to do drama with him.
And he will never be Pertwee's Gummidge, and I don't. That was the thing I liked about Mackenzie Crook. He didn't try to be like Pertwee. He did it his
own way. Yeah, I used to know him. I used to do drama with him back when we were like 19. I was his body double in the Detectorists. He didn't know I was going to be his body double until I turned up, but it was just like, yeah. We hadn't seen each other since, he obviously went off stratospheric and being in Johnny Depp films and all the rest of it. And Lee said the better, really. So it's just like, yeah. But yeah, obviously he's a fan, of Wurzel.
He is, yeah.
But he obviously didn't want to tread on Pertwee's toes.
Books, though, was more to the source material. Mackenzie's one was more to the source material, and that's right. Why people were giving out, and I was like, you do know that this is more to the source material, and that's what he wanted. That he wanted it to be different than Pertwee's because he didn't want to taint Pertwee's one. That was the whole point. That's why I can look at this separately to the original one that I saw with Pertwee, is because it was something different. But I love that show. And Sally, I mean, come on, what isn't there to love about a talking scarecrow? It was brilliant.
I've got a theory. I come up with a theory on. I never actually was never into Wurzel Gummidge, but I had a theory. How about the kid from the Family of Blood actually is, my God, my brain's completely switched off.
But are you actually trying to say that there's a connection between this?
No, I'm saying, if there's a word beginning with R for when someone actually becomes good from being bad, and I've had an online brain fart. Redemption. He redeems himself, comes back as Wurzel Gummidge. You remember the one that they actually made a scarecrow?
That is really though, yeah, that's this far-fetched. That would be an interesting theory. So the Family of Blood, then they redeem, one of them redeems themselves as Wurzel Gummidge.
Yeah, but as Basil pointed out earlier on, John Pertwee was also in the film that started the entire Carry On. I'm sure I brought this up with when Geek and Blue were doing her stream the other day. Sounding remarkably familiar here. Deja vu all over again. But he was in Carry On Sergeant, which started the entire Carry On series.
Was that not his brother? Because I do remember the name.
No,
when he said that was his brother in Carry On movie.
His brother Bill Pertwee.
Yeah.
Was the ARP warden in Dad's Army.
Oh, it was Dad's Army. Okay.
Dad's Army, the ARP, Bill Pertwee. I'm pretty certain was John Pertwee's brother. But John Pertwee was... No, sorry, no. That was William Hartnell. My brain's... I told you I was having an online brainer. I think
it happens. It's grand. Unknown. I've seen this. The John Pertwee performs his one-man show, An Evening with John Pertwee. He's put up the YouTube link there if you want to check it out. There will be loads of stuff, obviously, by some of the guys in the chat relating to John Pertwee thrown up in the live chat during this stream. Obviously, we are celebrating. He would have been 100 and... What was it? 102 or something like that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just watching, obviously, because he passed away. I was watching the news report when he passed away. And it's actually sad. They give him a good little send off. But yeah, it's sad. Because obviously I was 90, what was that? That was 94 when he did Noel Edmonds, and then I think it was 95 when he passed away. So
1996.
Oh, 6. So 2 years later, he was. Have to say, he looked a bit tired in that. Looking back on it now, he looked a bit tired on that Noel Edmonds show. So I don't know if he might have been sick then, but yeah, 101, born in 1919. Wow, legend.
Yeah, he was really.
He
good.
was.
Legend. I know his son normally puts something up, Sean, on his birthday. I wonder if he puts something up. I'm gonna check real quick. because he always puts up a nice message or dresses up as him like he did the last time. So let's see. Be interesting to see.
Good God. I've just pulled up his IMDb page.
Yeah, he went happy birthday,
just
Papa.
pulled up-
No way.
Yeah, and it shows him a picture of him as a little boy with John, and that's an amazing picture too. It's on his Twitter page. 101 today, gone but never forgotten.
No, apparently he was a great dad as well.
Yeah.
I would love him to get him on here. I know probably today would probably be not be the day to get him on, but I would have loved him to get him on to actually share a few, not give that too personal away, obviously, but even share memories that he actually has of even being on the Doctor Who set with his dad. You know, that would have been fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice picture.
It
You know,
is.
I think we got a glimpse of John Pertwee, because the whole thing I was reading recently was he thanked Doctor Who for getting him in touch with who he was, because he played it. He was told to play it as himself.
Yeah.
And so we're getting John Pertwee basically, just like Tom Baker's Tom Baker being Tom Baker.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting a glimpse. With obviously there was probably, it was it wasn't quite as grandiose probably, but you're getting glimpses.
Well, there's his name there, and it's a mouthful. Happy birthday, John Devon Rowland, the Pertwee, the
Pertwee's the libel.
Yeah.
Pertwee's the libel.
Wow.
Medieval who knows how to fight the page.
What a name.
No, if you can, share the screen. Share my picture there, if you can.
Oh,
Quickly, within 1 second, tell me which of the two Pertwees that is. Just put it up and now whatever. Just quick.
That's his son.
That's John. That's John.
Yeah, that's John.
That is John Pertwee.
Yeah.
Mm. That's
Wow.
I put in. I went into IMDb to look him, and that's the first one on there, and I thought, bloody hell.
Yeah, they're the spit.
I thought, he's we're just close. We're just shut the wrong way. No, and he just. I mean, nowadays you can so see his son in there. You can so see Sean in there.
Especially the eyes.
Yeah.
Especially in the eyes. I was watching, and I think the Claws of Axos the other day, and I was like, oh my god, there was a certain way he looked. I was like, oh my god, I could. Sean's got his eyes, because he does that same look, and it was like, wow, it's definitely in the eyes.
99 the super sticker, but Bad Wolf. Thanks, pal. We appreciate that. I don't know what the sticker is. I'd have to go into YouTube, but I'm sure it's a whopper. Hold on, I'll go in and have a look, because I don't even know what half of these super stickers are, because I'm always on, obviously, StreamYard. Has anybody noticed that YouTube actually seems to be glitching quite a lot lately?
Oh yes.
Back in work now, so I thought everything would be getting fixed soon. Oh, it's a smiley face. Thank you. I love it.
I think I saw Sean Pertwee on being interviewed, an oldish interview of him on one of the Good Morning Britain or something. He said the reason that John Pertwee's name is that long one is his family were actually French Huguenots. So they're actually French Protestants who fled to Britain when the French government, being Catholic, clamped down on Protestants. So
yeah.
Why he's actually French nobility, I think.
Yeah. Wow. See again. I didn't know that about him.
No, I mean that's why
his family. Yeah. Man, that would have been, especially coming from France to going to England, especially back in those days, would have been a very daunting prospect for any young family.
I'm trying to think when that was, when the Huguenots were. It was after the period I normally cover, but sometime after the Middle Ages. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I mean, so he's actually. Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, it tells you. I mean, you can see where the Pertwee comes from, the Pertwees. But I would imagine that's probably the town and village they originated from.
Mm.
John Devon Rowland, the Pertwee. Yeah, I'll see if I can see when the Huguenot thing was.
Even Pertwee's name sounds a bit Time Lordish.
It does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was going to actually ask, how did I don't know because we don't know the man, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys actually think, what he would think. And I know it's a far stretch, but what do you think? How do you think he would feel about the Doctor being a woman?
He would give Chibnall a tongue lashing. Me and Malcolm talked about this on. I think it was on your stream, Malcolm. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I need a video. I'd like a video of them taking some clips from Pertwee tongue lashing somebody and put Chibnall, because that's how I feel like it would be.
He'd say, "Show us
Yeah.
your tits."
Yeah, he would.
He'd be cancelled now. He would.
And you know what? I don't think he would care. That's the kind of person he seemed to me. But
I think he would be deeply offended. I think.
oh
well,
yeah,
I mean,
he'd be angry.
Yeah, I think he'd be raving mad about it because he just strikes me. I mean, he embodied that role. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like Tom Baker. You know, we were lucky to get two strikes of lightning in bottles with those two,
true.
one after the other, and I think not only did they fundamentally understand the role, but they understand the Doctor as a masculine figure who is a protector and is a hero, is a warrior when he has to be, but he uses his mind and and then you get Jodie Whittaker. All right, fam.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I mean, even in interviews, if you look at every single fucking Doctor we've had, have you ever known one in an interview to be so utterly incapable of stringing a coherent sentence together? All right,
No, just her.
This is terrible miscasting because not only does her character, her self not resonate because she's just not really that articulate. The Doctor is articulate. She is not. Now, the secret to the success of playing the Doctor is, and John Pertwee and Tom Baker got this, is to be themselves, but just the better aspect of themselves.
But would you really want her being her? I think she is trying to be herself. And it's not working because it doesn't work with everyone.
That's
right, because she's about as exciting as, a plank of wood. So this is why it's not working. And we need more John Pertwees in the world. We really do, because he took it seriously, and that is why it worked. He was himself, but he also took it very seriously. He didn't want to play it off as a comedic role. He took it very seriously.
Well, the thing is,
and she doesn't.
Back then, they had very limited budget, very limited effects, very limited everything.
Right.
And sometimes, yes, the monsters would look ridiculous. We know that. But what Pertwee and Baker both got and both understood was, if you don't play it with absolute, utter conviction, you're never going to pull people in. You're never going to make people believe it. As long as they look like they believed it, then you're with them. But I'm going to call her she, the woman who will not be named, the woman who felt it, she looks like she's acting badly, like in a Amdram, that kind of thing.
I really think she's acting like herself, but it's just how she is and her personality I don't like. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
It's not doctorish. It's not doctorish in the slightest. There's no mystery about her. There's no many multiple layers. She's a one-note person. You know, that she's just like, oh, I've got to look sad now. You know, and that's it. That's it.
That was the best impression
Even when
of
she looks
Whitaker I've
sad.
ever heard.
Even when she looks sad, she doesn't look like she's properly sad. You know, she's got that creased brow, you know, that furrowed look in her eye, and that's it. You know, she didn't have that whopping great crevice in her eyebrow.
We've got Chris in the chat now. Chris has joined
she
us.
wouldn't have any serious look in her face. She's going to be Botox by next week.
John was the only kung fu swashbuckling doctor. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was no action.
Yeah.
He was the James Bond, Sherlock Holmes.
Action doctor.
Auction.
I do like his stories, obviously, that feature the Master. And I know a lot of people give out that the Master features a lot, but I actually enjoyed it. So
that was great. Was his Moriarty? You know, he was like, that was important. He was the international. Well, I'll say international man of mystery. He was the intergalactic man of mystery. Intergalactic of time and space man of mystery, whatever. Man of mystery, by the way. And the Master was a Svengali sort of, almost like a colonial sort of pantomime villain. Yeah, but he was fabulous. It was like the arch villain. This is the archetype. And that's why he's called the Master. He's an archetype.
Yeah, he owns it.
The Doctor is an archetype. Jodie Whittaker is not. She's more like an auntie type, you know, rather than your archetype.
I'm now having visions of Mike Myers as the Doctor and the Master in a bald cap.
It would still be better than Jodie Whittaker.
Oh God, yes.
Anyone would be better.
Oh, anybody, yeah. I would be better than Jodie Whittaker, and I would suck. But you know,
on Pertwee were very good friends in real life.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard they were. Yeah, I heard he was obviously.
Well, that's the reason he left, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because
one of them.
He tried to do another season, and you know, he just didn't feel it. He wanted to go. Yeah, I missed his friend. Missed his friend a lot. I think it haunted him for the rest of his life. I really do. I think they were that close.
Sad when you lose. Yeah, it would have been quite a shock because he was.
And that's another thing that annoyed me about this fandom as well. The same day that the timeless atrocity was on
Cringe Fest.
It was the anniversary, and considering it was a Master heavy story, it was the anniversary of Delgado's, was it his birthday or the anniversary of his death? I can't remember. It was at the time I think it was his birthday, and not one outlet, not even Doctor Who TV, not the BBC, nobody mentioned it. No, you go on these websites, these forums and these things, and they always say, oh, so-and-so was born today and so-and-so died today, you know, X amount of years ago. And they always do that. Always. This time, nothing. Not a word. It was all focused on this crap.
Yeah.
And no acknowledgement. I emailed them. And
probably
they said
on his
nothing.
birthday because it's March 1st.
Yeah, I'm sure it was his
he was
birthday.
born. Yeah, 1918.
We've got a question in the chat. Does anybody like the idea that the Master and the Doctor were brothers?
No.
I don't mind that.
I don't like that idea at all. I think
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious now, but I think if you look at it in the context of back then, it probably wouldn't have been as trope-ladenly heavy as it is today. You know, I mean, ever since the Star Wars "I am your father," I mean, it's pretty much that's the trope now. But back then, that predated that, and I think it was fairly reasonable.
But now,
I'm okay with it. I'm not like I don't hate it. I mean, but I'm not.
I think
that
storyline hasn't been as overused as it's been now. That's probably why it might have been better. You know. But now they've overused that same storyline in so many different shows. So that's probably why
Well,
why
let's
we
not
look
give
at it that
Chibnall
way.
any ideas. Let's not give him any ideas. He might make it so that the master is.
Look, it's already ruined. It's already ruined. At this
Fuck it,
point,
yeah,
it's
throw it
just
all in. Yeah, the doctor was a pink elephant.
It's just a circus now. It's not even like
Yeah.
It is Chibnall circus.
It goes back to the Bible with Cain and Abel. If your brother's being
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
isn't it?
thinking. Yeah, that sort of Cana, the sort of yin and yang, and the two sides of the same coin. Absolutely. The polarity. I mean, there you go.
No pun intended.
So
reverse the polarity of the doctor, and you get the master.
That's it.
Well, that actually might have been okay then. If you kind of put it.
Depends how it's written. I mean, if Terrence Dicks had written it, it would have, or Douglas, or Robert Holmes, it would have been, boom. Probably Terrence Dicks.
They would have made it entertaining. It would have been good. I mean, I like I said, I'm not crazy about the idea, but I think if they would have done it back then, it'd been great. Now, if they do it now, no, it's not.
Well, no, they don't know how to write. They just know how to agendize and.
But that actually might ruin it for the shippers. So that actually not be a horrible thing.
Oh no, that won't stop them. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, incest."
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's so cool.
I forgot. It's a sick world. People don't think normally these days. Sorry. For a minute, I forgot.
What the hell, woman? What the hell are you thinking? It's 2020, yo.
Yeah. Well, I've been living in Doctor Who, good Doctor Who world. So I try to I try not to read the news. So that's where I've been.
Yes, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, it's the only way to sort of protect yourself. I mean, it's the only escapism you've got is to live in the bloody past now because the present sucks so badly.
We've got the usual tweets out there of people asking for Sean Pertwee to play the Doctor.
It's a bit of an insult to both of them.
He has already said this himself. Sorry, Ted. A cry there. As I already said, Sean has already come out to say that if he was the star in Doctor Who, it wouldn't be to play his father's Doctor. He would come and play a part in it, all right. He even suggested that he play some sort of a villain. And I agree with that. You don't bring Sean Pertwee
back him as the master. No, that would be good.
That's absolutely ridiculous. So no, for those people still calling for this, I don't know how many times you have to be told, but it's not happening. And
respect the father, respect the son. The son honors him by allowing him to have his own separate legacy.
Right.
Sean is pursuing his own.
Now, if he wanted to be a completely different Doctor, that be fine. But as far as like him playing, I don't know what you guys are saying. If you're playing John again in another role.
Yeah, but I'd still have a problem with that because he kind of looks like his father. Now I know the Doctor can kind of, as they say, revisit old faces, but I'd just rather have him as
maybe a new character, maybe a companion. That might be okay. I honestly don't think I want to see him revisiting his father's character. I don't even know how I feel about David Bradley playing William Hartnell at this point. I don't know. I just I think we need to move on with good doctors and leave that to the original actors. But I
actually agree with you. I've been saying this for I don't like the fact that they bring back former doctors, especially ones that have passed away. Just leave it out. It's done. That's the past. Leave it in the past. That's the way I am.
The only thing I actually agree with David Bradley was the Adventure in Space and Time.
Right, he was great in that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But not in the show, and actually bringing back old doctors and having new actors play doctor. Yeah, just no.
As Carl said in the chat there, Sean said he'd never played a doctor at all. What I think I would quite like to see him as, possibly, is if, as Blue said, a new character, specifically Kate Stewart's brother. There's no reason the Brigadier can't have had a brother. And Sean Pertwee as the Brigadier's son. That I think could be quite interesting.
It was never established in the classic. I don't think that he had just one child. I don't know. I don't remember. I'd have to go back. So if that's the case, then they could probably do that.
Well, I don't think it's been in the spin-offs or the Candy Jar books, most of which are actually about him as a young man, just before the Iran unit. But I'm not sure that's been established anywhere how many kids he had.
No. He talked. They mentioned Doris sometimes, but I don't remember them even mentioning the daughter. Even maybe they did. I don't remember what episode, but.
And again, this is Doctor Who.
Manning has actually put up something for Pertwee as well, and obviously Kathy Manning played Joe with him. She put on our background picture on Twitter. She's put a photograph of herself and Pertwee. And then she wrote this little post. I lost all track of my dates and months, but see my wonderful, much loved John would have been 101 today. Forever in my heart and smiling memory, so blessed to have had the time, love, laughter, and friendship of this amazing man. And she put up a picture of the two of them. It looks like it's like the background picture. It seems to be the same event. It looks like they might be at some
convention. Yeah.
But I thought it was only appropriate that we actually bring Kathy up, because obviously she's still around, and Kathy hasn't been well herself either. She had a bit of a fall or something, and she ended up with hurting herself. So so I hope she's on the mend. But yeah, I thought that'd be nice just to throw out there, obviously, because she did work with him. But they all say the same, and Liz Sladen, before she died as well, talked about Pertwee and how lovely he absolutely was. Now, obviously, we do know how lovely the man was, but there's also clips out there. Things don't go quite well for him, or he thinks someone is in his eye line, then you'll get to see that. And of course, it is the true nature of an actor. He was a perfectionist. He wanted everything to be spot on. And there is those few clips. I love.
Don't forget as well that he comes from a very well-bred French aristocratic family. Yeah. So it's probably that runs through him as well.
True. And I'm not slating it. That's what I'm saying. But I love looking at any of those, all of those clips. Have any of you guys on the panel?
I haven't seen those, but I think that's great that he was like that, because this is why Doctor Who was excellent. So I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
And I might be the same way. I mean, look, we're all like, when we're working at a job that we care about, every one of us can be an a-hole or a bitch or whatever.
Well, it's just three-dimensionality. Three-dimensionality to your character.
Right. I mean, you're not
you can't
just
be an actor if you're one-dimensional, like someone we can mention.
You can't be a person unless everyone has so many different sides and layers to them. Absolutely. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, go ahead, Blue Bottom.
So I don't see the problem. Like, I know people like, oh my God, he was such a, blah, blah, blah. Like, so what? He's a perfectionist. He's not perfect. He's a human being. But the fact is, if he hadn't been that way, you wouldn't get the good quality of episodes that we got. So, yes. I mean,
there is a
Hail John Pertwee.
Hail John Pertwee.
He was responsible for Elizabeth Sladen getting her job, because apparently they had a different woman to play Sarah Jane Smith, and Pertwee he wasn't feeling it, so they replaced the actress with Liz Sladen.
Mm-hmm.
And she even talks about one time where he picks her up, or he offers to give her a lift or something, and he's giving her a lecture or something. Like, he's just like that. Like, that's the type of person he was.
Yeah.
Like, he was just such, because he was a perfectionist. You could see it, but you can also see from and he was very open, it seemed to be, with his personal life, because you could see there was always pictures of his family floating about. And Sean seems to be the same as well. Seems to have no problem sharing family memories. So they seem to be a very open family as well. And you can see by the photographs, he seemed to be a very loving father too. Which to me adds to the man. You know, I'd hate to think that he was a bit of a, you know.
Well, he inspired his son into.
That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, you only inspire someone like that if you know you're good natured. I don't think you can inspire anybody if you're an ass. To be quite honest with you.
No.
It must have been encouraging.
I think he was a father figure to a lot of the cast members. I mean, you know, that's how
He was
I
a
look
father
at
figure
it.
to a whole generation.
Yes,
you know, really.
yes, and he still continues to be my father figure, even though he's gone. Every time I watch him, you know.
Well, he'll never be. He's not going to be forgotten, and his legacy is not going to be destroyed. Along with Troughton and Hartnell. So, like, don't worry. They'll have fans like us to protect that. We, as I said, and I don't want to get back into this whole Series 11-12 debate anyway. To be honest, though, I hope we don't talk about it again for the rest of the night. But
Never heard of it. What are you talking about?
I just want to add this. I just want to say, the current era has disrespected all of those fans.
Absolutely, I can't understand why people don't get that. That really shocks me. It's like, how disassociative do you have to be to not have that empathy to understand?
Out of touch.
I mean, you know, it's not just the young fans who do this. There's a lot of people who've been around for donkeys years. I don't know.
That surprises me. That's the
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're just of the same political bent. You know, maybe they just want to be seen to be relevant. I don't know. But maybe they're just kidding themselves.
I think there's a lot of them afraid to speak up because they see what happens to people like ourselves online all the time. And I think a lot of them are afraid to speak up. And in a way, I don't kind of blame them, but I'd say at this stage, in the state that Doctor Who is in, you know, why give a crap now what anybody else thinks? If you come out, the more fans that complain about this, you know.
Well, you get the woolly liberals who've been around since the 60s.
But I'm pretty, look, we know by Gary's news, if it's true, let's just say they're going to triple down for Series 13. So if we
we haven't seen anything yet, and I'm not going to watch it.
We haven't seen that yet because it'll be his final series. What?
There's a reason 13's an unlucky number.
Yeah, unlucky for us that she's still bloody here.
Yeah, well,
bloody Chibnall. More him than anything else.
Pertwee always made me feel safe as a kid.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say there's one thing that he had. It's one thing that he had over Tom Baker. When I was a kid, Tom Baker was my doctor when I was very young, and he terrified me. But he is a weird kind of terrified because even though he was scary, I felt he was the one in charge and he would do the right thing and get us out of trouble here.
Yeah.
But with Pertwee, he felt so absolutely dependable and safe. Very, like, dependable character. You know, there was no way that you would be with that person and not feel completely safe. Whereas with Tom Baker's doctor,
you're like,
you don't know what the hell's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen.
So many games, yeah. Exactly.
You may live, you may die. We don't know. Yeah, you know, with John, if I had to choose a doctor that I want to travel with, I would probably travel with him because, like you said, I would know I'm going to make it out fine.
Yeah.
With Baker, it's a lot of fun, though.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
a lot of fun.
I totally agree. Tom Baker's my absolute favorite. No two ways about it. But I think I would agree. If I was to put myself in the universe and go, right, which one can I depend on to get me out of this alive?
Plus, he's got those fabulous cloaks. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, and Bessie, you got the car.
Yes, and Bessie, and definitely see if I could drive it. He let me drive Bessie. That would be.
That's it. And you got a whole unit on your back as well.
Costume. Where does Pertwee's costume actually rank in the best costume category for you guys of all the doctors?
Second, again, Tom Baker, number one for me for pretty much everything. But Tom Baker, John Pertwee is always hot on his heels, and I think he cuts such a silhouette, and it's so striking, you know. And I think that those two doctors, out of all of them, they're the reason why it was the golden era, because they got everything spot on with them, including the costumes. And I don't think they've ever got it right since, and I don't think they quite were there before.
Yeah, I agree. I think number 2, I think Pertwee had the best. Tom Baker just, I mean, it's iconic. That costume is iconic. I couldn't vote
you can't say
Pertwee over
Doctor
that.
Who without thinking of.
Yeah, that's the first one I think of. I didn't notice anyone's at 6 here, so 6 is not number 1.
I hated that coat, but then I loved it, and I still kind of like it.
Yeah, because it's the irony of it, I think.
Yeah. It's just like, because it sort of matched his mental state at the time. You know, he was sort of messed up.
He's oblivious to how ridiculous he looks, and he's still full of
And he's too
himself,
pompous,
and that's the greatest thing ever to me. But whatever, you know,
blind to his own foppishness.
That's the irony. Yeah.
And by the eyes, the insanity. I mean, without his doctor.
I suspect Bolstrek would be a Tom Baker fan on the grounds that Tom Baker's got the best hat.
Oh yeah, because we forgot, didn't we? Yeah,
those hats are so expensive to buy. They're like £300 or something minimum, I think. Like the crushed velvet. Oh yeah, soft fedora. I think it's got like a poet's hat. But I looked, and it's just so expensive. Crazy money.
The season 18 one was quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I love all of his broad, tall sort of fedora hats. And they can fold up in his pocket. You know, you try that with one of my fedoras, and you'll never get it back in shape again, not without a long good steam. Yeah.
I love Peter Davison's Panama hat. He could roll it up and just stick it in his jacket.
Yeah, I was watching Arc of Infinity today, actually. And he wore it when he was wandering the streets.
Someone asks, should any other doctor have a shower scene?
No.
Well, Matt Smith had a shower scene as well as Pertwee.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, as long as it's a shower.
We see more of his
doctor. Oh, the John Pertwee tattoo, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I guess they never thought anyone would rewatch that. Like, yeah. So I guess the doctors regenerate with a tattoo. Okay, how cool.
Yeah. Obviously from his Navy days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
the next doctor should have a shower scene, but only as long as they do it.
As long as they do what?
Huh? As long as they do what?
In the style of Dallas.
In that, oh yeah.
It's 3 times he said it. I still didn't hear it.
Where's this going?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I've just heard someone ask, have I seen Rabo's latest video on the Series 13 rumors about the Rennie? We actually said it during Series 12 panels that we were doing, that she was gonna the Rennie, and it was gonna be a woman. It was gonna obviously.
Well, we've had Dr. Freedom say that the rumors are complete nonsense, but again, he's also the same person that said that the 50th special was horrible. But you know, it seems to be okay with series 11 and 12.
On him, and I don't really want to go into a bit.
No.
Right,
but I mean, I'm just saying that he said it was nonsense.
What's happening in the UK? Just because he had a few interviews with guest stars years ago, he thinks that he's in the know. He's not in the know, right? At the end of the day, Gary from Neurotics has been spot on with everything that he has said. He was the one that said they were going to break canon. He was right. Okay. Now he's the one that's coming out with latest news, and all the other stuff that has been coming out from other YouTubers have been proven to be actually correct a few weeks later. This is the same guy actually that will criticize articles that actually come out with rumors and say that they're nonsense. The guy lives in America. What would he know about what's going on in the UK industry, right? Just because he did a few interviews. I'm sick of that guy criticizing other people for doing Doctor Who news because he thinks his channel is the one that brings it all. Well, you don't, mate.
Well,
right?
he's hemorrhaged views. I
There's
tell
other
you.
channels out there that do it and do a better job than you. I mean, you sunk to a low level last year. I won't get into it anyway because if I expose you, you'd be done. So just keep your mouth shut.
Well, I used to follow him. I used to watch his videos a lot, and he had loads of views. Now he's down to like 1,000 or something, or less than that. So I don't know. I can't understand how. I mean, I really loved his videos, and then he just turned on people who are not sure of this current era, and he just really laid into everyone.
Last year when we were doing panels here, you were here, right? He'd come into the chat, pretend that he had nothing to do with the troll, and I know that was him, right? I know for a fact it was him. That's his tactic. He tries to bully people. He's not going to bully me, and he's not going to go around and say that other YouTubers are giving misinformation. What, you're some sort of, you're the one that gives the correct information. You didn't give Arden correct last year, so pipe down.
Well, I loved the the complete failure of the Cartmel gotcha question, you know, and he was like, yeah, this is going to show them. And he asked about the Cartmel plan and Chibnall's timeless wank. And yeah, he completely got demolished within like half a second, you know, by Cartmel and said, no, that's rubbish. You should never do a backstory to the Doctor.
All I'm just saying is like, listen, I'm not saying my channel gets everything spot on because we don't. Not every channel that deals with rumor and speculation and
we're not Nostradamus, are we?
Yeah, exactly. We always say it's rumor speculation, but if you're going to compare channels and see which channels have got more information spot on, well, then we can clearly see that you're not in any, even in the top 5 list. So
there's a reason why people like Doomcock and Nerdrotic and Az and, you know, all these and other people have literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people subscribing to them, and that's why he's hemorrhaging thousands of subscribers or views, because people are going weighing it up and going, yeah, actually, I think these guys might be onto something as compared to this one who's just gone off the rails.
At the end of the day, I could tell you now.
Anyone who toes the party line is
YouTubers, right? Certain YouTubers depend on news articles and go through news articles, and what they do then is they come up with a kind of a prediction. And sometimes it works, and sometimes they're spot on, and it makes them look like they've actually gotten information, right? And there's others, like my channel, I will get news. Not all of it is always right, but some of it will be right. I mean, I had 3-4 big hits last year. Let's be honest. The Spyfall video got taken down because I gave away the end. I also told you that the Cybermen were returning, the Daleks. We did that, the Jadoon. You know, we had big hits on this, and still it annoys me that, you know, when I see other channels out there breaking this news after the fact, they're the channels that are actually getting all the credit, and it pisses me off, right? Because I put a lot of hard work into, listen, I built up this relationship with people so I can get this news for people. Do you know what I mean? And I nearly screwed it up last year, because normally when I get information, as you all know, you ourselves, I always hold on to it for a little bit until I'm told to release it. But this news, I literally got the day before, I think, or a couple of days before Spyfall, and I wanted to get it out there, but I didn't wait on the source to tell me, so I released it, as you know, and within a couple of minutes of the video being up or something, I get messages off everybody, your video is being taken down, and that's when I got the first copyright strike. Now, I've got evidence that I've kept all the screenshots and all, so, I mean, listen, I'm not saying I get everything right. We're not going to get everything right. But when I have someone like that criticizing YouTubers for doing news when they haven't had a great hit rate, it kind of sounds a bit of jealousy coming across. And then that same person will be on Twitter with all the other little twats complaining about YouTubers like me, like I saw today. Now, obviously, I wasn't mentioned by name, but you can obviously see that these people still have a hang-up because we have a different opinion.
There's room on YouTube enough for everyone.
Exactly. And as I've said to those idiots as well, the more of you that do YouTube videos, the better. Then people will actually be able to make up their own mind on YouTube, which YouTubers they want to follow. and they will choose basically a side of the argument, and that's the way it's gone on Twitter. Apparently, we're the toxic ones. Now, again,
But they don't want that. They want groupthink.
By name, but I'll just mention Ginger Snap. Well, now we know who Ginger Snap
Peer
is.
pressure. It's all peer pressure.
But again, that kid is at it again, right? As calling our side toxic. And then I just wanted to remind them and say, well, that's a bit rich coming from you, considering you bullied a woman offline.
And then his friend came in and defended him, saying, you know, this is unacceptable and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Then I sent all the screenshots of all the sort of interactions that we've had, that I had on me. And then it's just like, do you avow this? You know, is this behavior? And then he said, oh, well, she could have been, you know, she could have used the block button. I
know.
Oh, right, so it's her fault then.
They always try, yeah, exactly.
Her
They
fault.
always try put the blame on the person that's being victimized.
Put the blame on main boy.
A victim. And I'm sick of it. Don't be making yourself, you're a bully.
Exactly.
You're all
Trying
bullies.
to.
And they're picking on Ian as well. I will be addressing this tomorrow. I just wanted to bring it up before we ended this stream. But I will be talking about it tomorrow because, again, I told you, if anything like this happens, I'm going to expose you. He's getting away with this.
I think John Pertwee will be rolling his eyes at the state of the fandom.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be
Absolutely
lecturing. He'd be lecturing, which would
He
be
would put
awesome.
them in their bloody
Listen,
place.
let's
He'd probably tell
not
us
kid
a thing or
ourselves.
two.
He'd lecture both sides. He'd give us a lecture.
Yeah,
That's
he
what I just
would.
said.
He
Absolutely.
Listen, we've had. I'm not gonna lie. I have stooped to a certain level to fight these little idiots, and I hate myself for it. But it's the only way that I can do.
Well, you've got to
do.
process it in some way. I mean, sometimes it's so relentless. I mean, how are you supposed to simply not? I mean, if they all come at you en masse, I mean, how are you supposed to just sit there and go, yeah, I like hats. What hat? You know, I mean, it's all fun and games when we do that. That's fine. But after a while, I mean, it must get to you.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
it got
I've
to
had a
me.
relentless now for the last 2 weeks, and they still haven't stopped us. The odd person still coming in, having a pop. Listen,
Sad.
2 weeks down the line, 3 weeks altogether, you might as well say, or nearly a month, right? They've been relentless.
Well,
I'm
what do
still
they
here.
do? Where's their channels? You
Right.
know, what are they doing?
Can you hear me voice? I sound very cheerful, don't I? Yeah, that's because it hasn't really.
Oh, you mean their channels with their one sub?
Yeah, their channels with their one sub, and then they start making a laugh for many subs I have. Listen,
Yeah.
I don't really care how many subs I have. I said this from the beginning. Actually, Blue Bonnet will tell you all this.
Mhm.
I said from the beginning, if I reach one person out there, if one person listens to me, then I'm happy.
Well, you got another shout out from Gary Nerderotic on Hill versus Babyface channel today. I was watching the bagging and boarding, and he was saying, you know, about someone starting up a YouTube channel. Yeah, it was What Culture now done a new channel called Who Culture. Like, who gives it? I mean, they really made themselves look bloody stupid because they were flip-flopping on this blooming saga. And then he said, well, what's the point of starting? It's not a really good time to start a new channel. Go to the people you trust, people who've been around. And he said, your name, Noel, straight away.
Yeah, Gary come in. I know Gary has been very supportive lately. I think he's just seeing all the stuff that's been going on with me, because I think if he had known earlier, he would have jumped in.
I don't know. I mean, he's got a very different. He's got a very sage way of dealing with.
Yeah,
things.
he doesn't. He won't do it the way he shows his support is actually popping up in the chat, as I said, or throwing up a message there, or retweeting a message of mine. That's how he shows his support. But to come into me,
he's an honourable man.
Drop his super chat. By the way, I heard you all went a bit crazy in the super chat in the chat as well. So did I. So I mean. That was, because someone says to me, everybody went crazy in the chat. I know. We're all like little kids. It was like Santa Claus came or something.
But it's nice, isn't it?
It is.
It's just a nice thing to do. That's it.
I mean, Jesus, how many subs has that guy got now?
250,000.
So, come on. When someone like that makes an appearance, it's an honour. So,
no, it's lovely.
Yeah, it was nice. I can't believe I've actually had him on my channel twice as well.
There you
So I
go.
might have to get those streams up for you so you can look at them. But yeah, someone was actually slagging me off last week. It was funny. It was yeah, your channel would be great if you just had better guests on. You know, Gary, someone like Gary
Boom.
from Neurotics, right? And I was like, well, I
There
got
you
to
go.
tell you how much you watched my channel, because not only have I had on Gary, I've had on Az from Yaz from Az. I mean,
Yeah.
with his baby face. I've had Ballstreck on.
Ballstreck's like a regular, like he comes on regularly.
Yeah,
Like, what the hell? Where are these people watching?
And I said,
I don't watch though.
I do bring me friends on. I says, but anyway, I says, again, clueless little twat, get away. Gone. Blocked. Gone. I'm done with them. That's what happens now. I let them have that little insult. I'll reply back and say, right now, you're blocked, you little shit. Don't even attempt to reply back. I'm done with them. I don't care. At the end of the day, as I said, right?
Don't engage, just block.
2 weeks ago,
them.
they seriously tried to take me down, right? And it was evident for everybody to see, right? These people were putting up stuff about me without actually proper evidence. But then when they couldn't get me on that, they decided to go and take clips out of me streams to make me out to be a person that all you guys know that I'm not.
Well, that's what they always do. They edit everything into oblivion and say, look at this, no context.
Exactly.
At all.
And that also failed. So now they're resorting to personal insults. So apparently now I'm known on that side of the community as Quasimodo. So instead of actually Quasimodo, because my posture is not great, as you do know. Cheryl's been saying it for ages now. I kind of do sit kind of forward, I'm not going to lie. I've had
the same people that take the mickey out of Thari's
I've had grown up. I had one leg longer than the other growing up. I had one of those special shoes and all when I was a kid.
Granddad.
I was premature born as well. Like I'm not, I'm not saying this to them. I'm just trying to explain it to you guys. But so yeah, I have had problems with my back, my posture and all, and it is, and in fairness, they are right. If I was to keep sitting the way I'm sitting, I probably will end up with a hunchback if I'm in my 60s and 70s. But the fact that they think that this is an insult, listen, this has been said to me for years that my posture is being bad and that I'm the hunchback of Notre Dame. So like, if you think that's a slag, and I actually embraced that years ago.
Yeah, what's it? The one who said "Die Noel." I went on his channel, and the first thing you see on the banner is a picture of Capaldi. And what was Capaldi's last words as the Doctor? Never be cruel, never be cowardly.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Yeah, you're a real fan. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Tour Doctor says, your posture might be bad, but at least you have a spine, unlike that.
Well, bravo.
Exactly. Listen, again, they think that all these things. Listen, as I said, Facebook, I started off battling all you idiots. Then I discovered Twitter, probably the worst decision I ever made, but I went on anyway, and I've been on my YouTube channel. So if you think and apparently these kids wrecked me and smashed me. No, you didn't.
It's a big pissing contest for these
people. I'm still here. And by the way, if you're celebrating the fact that you try to belittle an older fan in the fandom, well then, congratulations.
Yeah,
well done. So at the end of the day, what it has shown this side of the fandom and shown the rest of the fandom.
Well, they're ists and phobes, aren't they? They're ists and phobes. They're ageist, and they've made attacks on the fact that you're Irish. The fact that you're they're also ableist because they've been.
Muncher the other day, I was called a potato muncher. What was it? Potato muncher. The way someone
See, these people are the phobes and the ists. They are the racists. They are scum.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me, I've been called Paddy. Yeah, even when I'm online playing my computer. All right, Irish. That's not my name. Ask me what my name is. Have bloody manners. I don't go around and call you English or go around and call you Russian. What's your name? I wish John was still alive. I'd love to meet him. He died 2 years before I was born, says Jack Man. Yeah, I would have loved him to meet him. Obviously, I grew up in I'm not going to lie, our family didn't have much money. Obviously, then by the mid 90s, we had the Celtic Tiger, but obviously, it would have been too late to go and meet him.
I was
at
going
that
out getting
stage.
wasted in
But I would have
1990s.
loved him to meet Pertwee, yes. He is certainly someone, I agree with Blue Bonnet. He is that kind of father figure. He was that doctor. I'm being honest, out of them all, I know Hartnell was as well, but I mean, Pertwee was definitely someone that you could, especially if you were a little boy, back in those days, especially, that was definitely someone you could look up to and to be proud to call your dad as well. But a good role model was Pertwee. I do miss him. I wish the show hadn't turned out the way it did because I do think it taints his legacy. But as long as this does exist, I will be there along with others fighting to make sure that your legacy is protected, and it will be. Trust me, we will win out.
This is what they don't understand. You know, oh, you hate the show, you just want it cancelled. It's like, no, we don't. But I'd rather see it cancelled now and keep it protected for a later generation, for a few years down the line, than see it gradually destroyed by 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, guys, before we do end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you... Blue Bonnet has popped out.
Yeah, about 5 minutes ago, we just didn't notice.
Did she say she had to go, or did
No,
No, she just seems to have dropped.
Okay, sorry, that just goes to show you I was to get so engrossed in what
You're in the middle of saying stuff.
Well, Blue Bonnet, if you want to pop back in and give your final thoughts on Pertwee, so what we'll do is we'll go around the panel, and if you want to, I just did it there, kind of, but we will protect his legacy and Hartnell's and Troughton's. We'll protect them all. We're not going to go down without a fight, but they won't win in the end. They think they've won something they haven't. In the end, BBC will have to come to their senses because they've bled the fans now. The fans are gone, and they need to do something drastic. But Lee, your final thoughts will go around the whole panel, and hopefully we get Blue Bonnet back before we get to Colin. But we'll start with you. Any final thoughts on Pertwee?
Yeah. Well, I came to know his. I mean, I knew him first as Wurzel Gummidge growing up, but then when I went to school, by then Sylvester McCoy was the doctor. So I'd grown up with Tom, then Peter Davison, then Colin, then Sylvester, and thanks to that horrible school, but the best Doctor Who club ever, we got to see so many John Pertwee stories and to learn more about him and to see him in action. And then to see him live in Wimbledon Theatre playing the Doctor in person and then meeting him afterwards. It's just a joy. And everything I've ever seen him, regardless of whether or not he may have a temper. I mean, fuck me, he doesn't. He was just such a graceful gentleman. He was an intellect. He was a wit. He was a debonair, sophisticated, everything that current Doctor Who is not. And that is something we must mourn more than anything. But we just also celebrate the fact that he gave us such a wonderful period of Doctor Who's history. The golden age started with Pertwee. It ended with Baker, but Pertwee set the standard.
Here. That was lovely, Lee. I'm giving you a clap. Well,
Give me the clap?
Right,
Bloody hell no.
Keith Union, have you got any final thoughts on Pertwee?
Lee, you're still a lucky bastard, you son of a bitch.
It's just called being old and being lucky.
Just overall, I love him as an actor. I love him as the Doctor. He is the third, no matter what anyone says.
Absolutely.
Just an overall amazing man and a hero.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Super John.
Yeah, he was a great actor, and he was the ambassador for the show. He would go to the conventions. He would embrace the fans. He would even bring fans into the studios and that. And to me, John Pertwee, he's definitely the definitive Doctor with Tom Baker, definitely.
Yeah. Again, I would agree 100% with that. Daniel has told me that Blue Bonnet's internet has gone down. But if she was here, obviously you have heard what she has said about Pertwee's Doctor in the past. Pertwee is her favorite.
Yeah, she did a really good stream on John Pertwee just the other couple of days ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So go and check that out. If one of the mods wants to post the link to that'd be great. I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Right, Colin, we give you the last word, and then we'll finish up for the night. And thank you, Blue Bonnet, for actually coming on to the stream.
It's nice chatting to her. I haven't chatted to her in ages.
Yeah. Daniel has been putting up everybody's channel in the live chat there, so don't forget to subscribe to all the channels, guys. And do me a favor, will you? Last night, just put it this way, I think YouTube is at their business again. Make sure you're still subscribed to my channel, and make sure that notification bell is hit as well, because it looks like YouTube has done its monthly purge.
And don't forget to like the video as well, the stream. We've got no dislikes. No, not one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yet. Yes.
Well done, you've jinxed it. There will, because I put up the 2 videos, as you said, the trailer for Frontier in Space is up on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. But a couple of people disliked that video, which on the day of his birthday. Well done, you idiots. And then I put up that gotcha audio clip, and they also disliked that as well. So I'm actually surprised they haven't disliked this. So they will. It doesn't matter what video I put up. They did a few on Liz Sladen's anniversary as well, when I did a little video, slideshow video of hers. And then when they realised what they done,
callous and tasteless behaviour.
I know, that's what I mean. Are we still doing a phone-in quiz? We will be doing the quiz. I have to get in touch. Listen, me and Rabbi have so much going on their channels right now that we have to try fit it in somewhere, believe it or not. There's just so much going on. We will have to, but it is happening. We're gonna do that quiz because we want to do that quiz. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if we can squeeze it in somewhere, because I'm going to be doing a stream with Geek Union.
Yes.
I think someone else asked me on to do a pre-record. I think Rabbi, I'm not 100% sure, but don't know if the Blazing Saddles one is this week.
No, that's the next week's one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm doing.
We're recording that the Rumblefish thing tomorrow. So I don't know if you're doing that one or.
I don't know if it's that one or Blazing Saddles he has me down for, but I will be doing.
Well, if he's emailed me, so if he hasn't emailed you, then I suppose it's for the Blazing Saddles the following week.
Well, then it must be for the Blazing Saddles one. Then, yeah.
Okay. Or just email him and make sure.
But, no, it is, because that's the one he said he'd get me on for. So if he's not doing that one this week, then that's fine.
Yeah. So I've got to watch this film tomorrow morning, and so we'll tape it. I'm going to say tape it because I'm old.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that tomorrow, and then it's going to go out on Friday on Rabbi's channel.
He's doing a pre-record, yeah.
So
I might
Chris, if you could put that in
himself as well. Oh yeah, and John does have. John sent me a picture. I don't want to show you, but he does have a prize for the winner of the quiz. So we won't show it. We won't show it because we don't want to spoil it. But all I'll just say is it's an awesome, awesome, awesome prize. So, but we will get the quiz done. I'll talk to Rabbi as Lee has said as well. He's got a couple of things going. I've got a couple of things going. We'll try get it done the next 2 weeks. That's the best I could do right now with everything that's going on. Yeah, it's good to be busy though, you know.
We've got here Colin's words on Pertwee as well. We haven't had that yet.
So yeah, what say that again? Oh yeah, Colin, yeah. Sorry, yeah. But yeah, so we do have a prize, and it's thanks to John in the chat who has actually joined a couple of our streams as well. So when we do that quiz, you will have an awesome prize, as I said. And yes, we will give the final word, obviously, to Colin about Pertwee. So go ahead, mate. We'll leave it with you, and then I'll talk to you all in the live chat. I'll talk to you all. It's Tuesday. So back tomorrow. Am I back tomorrow? I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if I'm back tomorrow because I might be doing another stream.
Oh, you moonlighter.
I'll let you know, but more than likely I will be still streaming tomorrow. Because I have to do. I don't know if I'll do that a live stream, that video that I want to address those things, or whether I'll do a pre-record. But that's still definitely getting done. I'm sick of these people thinking they can bully us offline. It's not happening. Right, Colin.
John Pertwee would not approve.
He would not. Right, Colin. Go ahead, mate.
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I fall asleep.
Cheeky bugger.
That's it. You're bad now.
I'll put a link a little bit up in the private chat. I found a thing on BBC Radio, bbc.co.uk Radio 4. Sean Pertwee celebrates his father John's career in a special centenary documentary. Presumably, since it's on BBC's website, anybody can log in and listen to it.
Nice one.
I've just put it up there on the private chat. Yeah, John Pertwee. I suppose I'd have to think where I put him. I mean, I more remember Tom Baker, but Pertwee was ideal as a doctor. I mean, I think he was one of these actors who lived the part completely. Strikes me that all this rubbish about the Morbius doctors proving up until the end of the Capaldi era, the BBC called him the Third Doctor. Long after the Morbius doctors have come out, 50 years, he's been on Heartland first, so he's still the Third Doctor. And, you know, there's no way around it. I think he's also the Doctor that made the change from from black and white to colour as well.
Yeah.
Say an actual a war veteran, if not necessarily a hero. He's certainly like all the generation war hero, war veteran. Sadly missed.
Yeah, definitely.
The age of heroes.
And Chris, I tell you what to do, man. Just throw it up as a super chat, and I'll give it to Lee. He'll give me a cut as well, obviously, when YouTube.
No, that's I'm taking my fee out of that. So
yeah. So, you can pull it up as a super chat.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually suggesting that we should check. We should. I want to vote whether or not we should make Lee change his name from Problem Being to Name Dropper.
I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't care because it's interesting. I met some interesting people and more interesting than me. So I'm quite happy to share because
they are interesting. Those people that would have met you would have found you interesting too.
I'm sure they would. Not necessarily best one.
Well, remember, no, I meant that as a compliment. Actually, I wasn't taking the piss there, but like, if you want to take the piss out,
I'm being self-effacing. I'm English. It's my job.
Right. So Colin's done. Lee is done. So we're going to need 2 new panelists now for the foreseeable future. They're done.
That was easy.
Nobody listen. Right, listen, we are done. I just want to say, just before I let everybody give their channels a shout out, because I haven't forgotten, by the way, I just want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank all me moderators as well. It seems like we're back to normal now. There doesn't seem to be any more problems. Fingers crossed now that's the way it'll stay. But thank you everybody that contributed as well. And thanks for the super chats as well. I really appreciate it. So we're just going to go around the panel. I know Lee doesn't really do that on his YouTube channel, but Lee does have a YouTube channel if anybody is interested. I know he doesn't really like promoting it because, so I'll just do a farm. So is that good enough for you there, yeah?
Not really.
No.
If Chris isn't going to give me £1,000, you should.
Right. Well, hold on. If you don't give Chris 1,000, Chris, what you doing, mate? He's poor. He worked for Disney. Come on, he's got no money left.
They stolen it from him.
Oh, come on. It's Disney. You know what they do to people. He deserves it.
Well, get it off Brie Larson.
Oh, that's it. Oh, she has 200,000 subscribers, by the way.
She can afford it.
Almost as Yaz as yeah.
Union.
Yeah, in like a week. Less than a week.
I know you have streams coming up, so you want to let people know so we can give it a bit of a plug there.
Yeah, I'm doing a stream with yourself and the Mega Geek on Thursday.
I wasn't invited.
You can come on if you want to.
Yeah, and there you go. See how this works. Oh, you've already got a new guest on his
coercion.
This is how it works, man. This is great. So there you're going to have Lee, who's going to bore us all to death. We're going to have Mega Geek, who I haven't spoke to in a long, long time. And then you're going to have me, who's probably going to be ranting and raving like a Nazi.
Actually, when is it? I forgot to ask. I'm committing myself.
It's on Thursday around about 7ish.
I could do that. Well, you can get my Noel can pass on the details. You
worried yourself, and now you're like, oh, I can do that.
No, it's like, well, if it's tomorrow, I've got rabbi things, so I didn't want to double book and look stupid.
Double book. But then you shouldn't have said that in the first place until you knew you were.
I haven't slept for 2 days because I was making your fucking nice, lovely fucking thing, you bastard. I'll take it back. I'll trademark it myself.
There you go. Chris has put your channel up anyway. So, right, Geek Union, go ahead anyway. So you've got me, Lee, and Mega Geek on your panel. Let them know what you're going to be talking about.
We're going to be talking about the cancel culture and everything wokeness within TVs and movies, and it should be a fun stream. So
basically, it's going to be a bunch of old men, as the other side call us, giving out about what's happening.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I want to hear grumpy old men.
What happened to respect your elders? I mean, come on.
I used to like Grumpy Old Men. It was a very good series.
I agree.
I grew up with one.
I have one.
And else you got coming, Geek Union, besides that stream?
I got a couple of reaction videos to some TV shows I've been doing. But apart from that, nothing much.
Nice one. Yeah. Nice one. What a way to plug yourself. Not much, he says.
Yeah.
Plenty on his channel. What he's trying to say is,
just go over to my channel. You'll see what's fucking on
because he's going to have loads of stuff coming up. Even if you don't, you just blag it. Yeah, and then you come up with stuff. That's how it works. Yeah. So he has plenty of stuff coming. So subscribe to his channel, please.
Just go over to my channel. You'll see what you can.
Yeah, he does Lost as well. He does. He's been doing Lost reviews or reactions and other videos as well. So he does other stuff as well. So check out his channel. Let's get his subscriber count up. Yeah, let's get them all up.
Yes.
As I said, come on, by Christmas, let's make sure that we're all up on last year.
Probably have more viewers than Doctor Who.
Super John, you got a channel, do you?
Yeah, I do have a channel, and I'll be on with you on Sunday 7 o'clock
Yeah.
for Girl in the Fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully then Super John will be putting stuff on his own channel. But we have been trying to encourage him, so you never know. You know, he's a bit
Well,
tougher than other people we've tried to encourage. You know, but he'll get there. He'll get there. You should
Yeah.
do it, man. I think a lot of people would listen to you. And
Yeah.
certainly we would anyway. You know, you'd have all of us straight away. I mean, Daniel just set up his one and he has over 100 subscribers already. I mean, he's after getting there faster than I even did. So Daniel's channel is on the way up. So I know for a fact if you set up one, you'd be the same. And actually, Daniel, don't forget to throw your own channel up as well, by the way. Give yourself a plug. Remember, you know, you're a moderator. Take advantage of that.
Legend.
Yeah, that's it. So Super John hopefully will have something up on his channel. Listen, man, if you do decide to do a stream, man, I'll even come on as a guest with you if you want to.
No bother.
Right, so there you go.
You talk about the Titanic or something like that, or
not a bad, or we could talk about whatever you want. If you want to talk Titanic, I'll sit there and talk to you for 5-6 hours about Titanic, no problem.
Oh no, like no, but I'll go on about the Titanic.
Yeah, we'll drink a few beers as well. What?
Well, I don't really drink, but
all right. Well, I'll have a few beers for the both of us.
Yeah,
it'll be a great stream. And Lee needs to start producing content again, says Chris. I agree, Lee. You want to start getting your channel up and running again, lad.
Well, it was all music related.
It doesn't matter. Do something with it. You could do something with those subscribers, man. Jeez, you've got plenty.
I don't need the hassle. Like I don't want to be the focal point of having people descending on me every 5 minutes as well. Bad enough fending them off on your behalf.
You're on Twitter, you love it.
I don't mind guesting. I don't mind doing that, but it's such a palaver. I can't be dealing with that.
And finally, Colin, YouTube channel.
Well, yes, but only so I can horn others. But I'm still hoping at some point, if I can get together with those lovely Valkyries, I might be doing one of their morning shows for the Valkyries on talking about history.
Yeah. As I said, look, if you're looking for guests, I'm sure there's plenty of us.
You gone?
And, you know, guests to get you up and running. That's not no bother at all, man. You know, I'm sure Daniel as well will volunteer himself. Daniel, as you know, loves coming in. No, but that's what we want. We want people that are eager to come on. And Daniel has his own channel as well. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel, as I said. All the channels. Listen, as Gary said as well, we need to be supporting each other, you know, and I've said it here plenty of times. Because, you know, we are all under attack. It doesn't matter how big or small your channel is. There's always someone out there that will try take you down. And it is sad that it's happened. That's why we need more of us. We need more voices on our side, to be quite honest with you. We need more people to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. What's happening here with Dog? And you don't even have to be as militant as me. I just choose to be that way because, well, if you're constantly attacked for the past 3 years like I have been, you would understand. A lot of these people say, well, Tarzan is nasty and all, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you didn't help me for 3 years, I wouldn't have to defend myself. And yes, sometimes I do have to get nasty. That's just the game.
And also, it's fucking impossible to be as militant as you are. We've all tried. It's just doing significant through it.
That's why I'm blocked by most of them anyway. You know, there was this whole conversation going on Twitter last night, and I was like, everybody was talking and asking about this quote, right? And I was like, what is people talking about? Well, I can't see the conversation. And then I just wrote to someone. I said, can you send me a screenshot? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm part of this conversation here. But yeah, I can't see the person that everybody is talking to because they have me blocked. And I still don't know what the bloody Jody quote is or something. Apparently there was a quote that this person put up and everybody was asking this person where this quote actually was so they could check it out themselves. But by the looks of the messages from our side that I could see, this person didn't give them the info, because they always say things but never back it up with actual information or facts. It's always the way.
Well, that's too much like hard work, and hard work is something they don't like to do. So, you know.
And Chris Moyne says, I found this channel because of Nerdotic. I know. And listen, it's as I said, to have someone like himself support me, give me the shout outs that he does. He doesn't have to do that, but he does, because he really
he's an honourable man.
Yeah, he really likes what I do on this channel, believe it or not. He mightn't agree with everything that I say on this channel, but he knows why I do what I do. And it's great to have support of bigger content creators like them, because it gives me a confidence boost. It's nice to know that I have that support.
It's also very rare that you find yourself coming. I think this is why he's so successful. I mean, he really does hit the nail on the head so often. He's
honest and genuine as well, though.
He's like incredibly genuine, incredibly funny. Yeah. He's far more intelligent than he gives himself credit for. He's got the English disease of being self-effacing, but I find myself hardly ever disagreeing with him on anything. Even his music tastes are similar to mine. That's why I knew you'd like Blake Seven. That's why I pursued it for so long to get to bloody watch it, because I knew he'd love it.
He's just honest and genuine, and it comes out. And I think that's why so many people do subscribe to his channel. Because let's be honest, there are YouTube channels out there that kind of, as I would call, fake. They put on this fake persona, and it's not who they really are. Little bits of stuff starts coming out about them, and then you go, oh yeah, that's actually true. I've noticed that. But with Gary, there's none of that. He's just what you see, and he says it time and time again. What you see is what you get with Gary, and it's the same with me, guys. Is what you see is what you get. Am I a Moni hole? The whole
Moni hole.
I can be. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the easiest person to live with, because I'm not. I get very frustrated. I do sometimes take certain things to heart. It's not 3 years of constantly being told you're a nasty person when you know yourself you're not. It does wear you down. I am not any of those things that these people call me. All I am is a fan who's heartbroken over the fact that a show that I have watched my whole entire life has completely hit rock bottom, because there's a man in there who is supposedly a fan, who doesn't seem to understand the way this show should be written, the way the Doctor should behave, and his biggest flaw is character development.
He's like a black hole.
His Doctor, Jodie, has not as the Doctor, and this does come down to Chibnall. I mean, she hasn't changed. She hasn't developed as a character. The same with Tolson Cole's character. Hasn't developed. Manique Gill.
There is no character. There's nothing.
Now, I have to admit, out of all the characters that are underdeveloped, hers is truly the most underdeveloped. But that's what he does. He underdevelops.
I mean, if you're upstaged by three planks, okay, 2.5 planks, okay. If you're upstaged by them, I mean, how on earth can you lead a titular show that you're supposed to be the lead? Doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
The problem is they don't have characters. All they are these days is characteristics.
Yeah, that's it.
That's shallow. It's so shallow, surface level only.
There's no substance.
Cynical. It's cynical.
There's no nothing. It's all cynical. But listen, we could get into this, but
let's not. It's Pertwee. Pertwee all the way.
And we are finished with Pertwee. What I just want to say, and I'll finish off with Pertwee, and I'll just say this. For me, as I said, he's in there as the part of the Holy Trinity of Doctors. His era, for me, I have to be honest, I prefer his era over Tom Baker's. It's just slightly. It's just
I
I
can
just think he
understand that
had.
totally.
I think he had the more consistent stories, if I'm honest. But
Yeah.
that's not to take away from Tom. Tom obviously embodied the role. I mean, even though Pertwee did, Tom brought it to a different level. I think Pertwee wins on the fact that he had the better stories, but Tom will obviously win because he was the embodiment of the Doctor. So yeah, Pertwee for me, legend. As I said, it was someone I could always look up to, and still when I watch his stories, I do have a smile on my face, and I do say, we need him right now, and that's what's missing from this fan. A bit of class. That's why I like Capaldi as well, because Capaldi had a bit of those traits of Pertwee, and we miss a presence like that in fandom and a presence like that playing the
Yeah, you
role.
don't want to mess with those two doctors. You really don't want to mess with them. Whereas with Whittaker, you just really don't want to meet her, let alone mess with her.
Yeah.
Well, I did meet the statue in Madame Tussauds in Blackpool.
Oh,
Jodie.
God.
Yeah, I heard nobody was going to see that statue, which was
Well, they
sad.
probably
Well,
confused it for the real thing.
I know, but it is sad. I know we're laughing and joking, but it is heartbreaking. I have to be honest because
Well, we
don't-
have to laugh or we cry,
Exactly.
and we've done that enough already.
I have. I'm done. I'm wore out. Right,
When I saw
I'm
that
gonna go
statue,
because I actually am wore out,
God.
believe it or not. But
Tell me about it.
Tom Pertwee.
Happy birthday,
wanna
happy
say-
birthday, John. We're thinking of you.
Wish you were still around because the fandom would be a much better place if you were here right now. I think we really do need someone like you to kind of tell us all off, and get us to all cop on. But unfortunately, you're not. But thank you for the stories.
Three's a crowd, and we're your crowd, John.
That's
Yours.
it. And I just want to say, don't forget this Saturday. It's very apt that we leave with this. This Saturday, we have Frontier in Space, Pertwee Story, 7 p.m. UK time. The times are up on the trailer anyway. Rabbi does be very good with that. And we'll have our panel with us, Ballstreck, Lee, and Rabbi. Who else am I forgetting? And I always forget someone. Myself, obviously. And a couple of the lads are joining me then on Sunday for Girl in the Fireplace. Super John is joining me for Girl in the Fireplace, I think it is.
Yeah.
Isn't this Super John? Yeah, you're joining me for Girl in the Fireplace, yeah. So,
Blue on Saturday.
say that again?
Chief Blue wants to come on Saturday since she's a Pertwee fan. Or she likes to be busy.
Yeah, normally what happens though is Blue does be streaming at the same time, but if she's not actually streaming at the same time this week, she's more than welcome to come in. She knows that. As soon as I heard she was interested, I said, right, I'll send you the email. So if she's not streaming, see, this is what's kind of happened now because she does her own thing on Saturday. I think she does the brunch thing as well, and she does a couple of other things on a Saturday. So if they don't clash, then yeah, I think Mr. Hyde's podcasts as well. Actually, I want to give him a shout out. I think he does a stream on a Saturday as well, doing Classic Who. So there's a few things happening at the same time. But if we don't clash, then yeah, she's more than welcome on. But that's what happens. So many different variety of YouTuber out there, and it's brilliant that Blue Bonnet is doing her own thing on a Saturday, and it's successful. And Adam has just told he's available again for Sunday. Yay! Glad we haven't had you. We've actually missed you on the panel, believe it or not. We keep giving you a shout out every week, so it'll be nice to have you back. So Adam will be back with us. Adam was the one that obviously put the TARDIS
Stunning work.
stunning. Absolutely. We'll give you a
TARDIS
reminder of that actually when he comes on, just in case anybody that wasn't here the last time he was on.
10% for the trading cards. Remember that. 10%.
Don't worry, yeah. With Sunday, we'll bring it on Sunday. We're gonna do the girl in the fireplace. So then after that, then that's after we finish that and we give it a rate, and then we can have a bit of a chat because we obviously haven't had you on in a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. So listen again, as I said, plenty going on the channel. We will be streaming Friday as well, I think. Well, if I'm going to be doing stream on Thursday, I might take Friday off. I don't think you will actually mind that because I have been streaming non-stop actually the last couple of weeks. And I'm not burnt out or anything, but I do feel like Lee, I feel like I need a good night's sleep. Just to have, you know, because I'm going to bed, yeah, and I'm not sleeping straight away. I just want to be able to get into bed and just gone and just sleep for the I don't care. Wake up in the middle of the day, just get back sleeping. I need sleep.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I do, but as to say that now, watch, I'll go off. I have to make something to eat now, so I'll get off here. I'll make something to eat, and then I'll get loads of energy, and then I'll end up bloody playing.
That's exactly what I do. I fuck it up every time. Every time. I'm up for 2 days, sleep for a day or a night if I'm lucky, and then repeat, rinse, and repeat.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And John, we leave this on the screen. I suppose this is probably the best little message to leave on. Pertwee, the legend. I agree.
All of us salute Pertwee.
Aye.
Right, guys, I will say good night to you all. Thank you again very much for joining me on the panel tonight and sharing some of our stories and obviously sharing these.
Still a lucky bastard, Lee.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know.
I've never met any of the doctors. I've only met Ray Cusick once.
Listen, you drop a name to Lee and he's probably met them.
Yeah.
Princess Diana.
Hey, come on! I was a film extra for 10 years.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's no, don't take it personally there now, you. Right? If you want to be like that, who else did you meet? Just drop a few more names before we leave. Go on, real quick. Now, don't drop.
I can't. I'm too on the
I'll
spot
give you
now.
names. Mel Gibson.
No.
Okay.
David Boyle.
Who?
David Boyle.
No, I met Tom Cruise. I was in the extra in The Mummy. He was standing right behind me. His hands on my shoulders.
Right.
Right.
So
You're kneeling down.
Right. That's the end of this stream now. Problem being met Tom Cruise. I'm out. I'm out. We're done.
Princess Diana.
No. Sadly.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. More realistic. Hold on.
The only favourite person who I met. But...
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No. See, I haven't met everybody.
Martin Freeman.
No.
When you said you met Mackenzie Crook.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you were at Star Wars. Did you meet all the main cast?
I'm so gutted because I came back from lunch and I walked straight through into the studio and someone walked past me as I was opening the door and I didn't think about it. It's probably opened the door for them. I can't even remember. I just walked in and then the security man I was quite friendly with him and he said, "You bloody idiot." I said, "What have I done?" He said, "You bloody idiot." I said, "What?" I said, "You won't know who just passed you. You just didn't see him, did you?" Like, who? What? Mark Hamill. Oh fuck! I was gutted. Gutted.
Oh, I hate that. And with that, we're going to leave you with that disappointing story. Problem being nearly got to meet Luke Skywalker.
I brushed past him as I walked in the other direction.
And because he wasn't paying attention, he didn't get to see him. Well, that's your fault. Oh, look at this. We got another name dropper now in the chat. John says he met John Baker, Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester, Tennant, Smith, Baldy. Not bad. Get away. I'm gone.
Jodie, you met her yet?
Making me jealous now.
That's all of the ones alive. So.
Yeah. Right, guys. That's it. We're done.
Oh.
We're done, boys. We're done. We're done. I have to go. Seriously, if I don't, I'm never going to eat. And then poor
Oh,
burgers, you know, a cow died for those burgers. So I have to do the respectful thing now and have me burger. Yeah,
Might have a
sorry if there's any vegetarian.
dinner around at Knowles. Let's go. Come on.
Yay.
Lay on the private jet. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah,
I want burgers now.
burger. Right, I'm off.
Burger off.
I'm gonna leave you. Yeah, burger off now, guys. Or the intro or the outro won't play
It's
properly.
bun fun. Yeah.
It has been. It has
Bun,
been.
bun,
very
burger,
fun.
burger.
Right. So good night, lads.
burger.
I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me. And don't forget, Geek Union, just to send me that link when you're throwing it up. You know, the link to the thing that
Yeah,
we're
I
doing.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
I'll remember because you know me, I'm a bit of a dizzy head. So just make sure.
Yeah.
You know. Right.
Right.
Folks. Thank you. Geek Union, thank you for joining me. Problem being, Super John, Colin, and also Lou Bonahuvian. It's been a pleasure having you all on. And I leave you with Leah's new intro or outro. Well, it's an intro and an outro because, you know, it's obviously like, you know, he made it so it was an intro and an outro, which is great. So if you haven't seen it, I'll put it on for you now. But you guys will have to bugger off in the panel because if you stay here, it's going to freeze. And we don't want to,
Bye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show.
So I'll see you guys very soon. And listen, thank you. I really mean it. Thanks for coming on such short notice as well. Right? You are legends. You are the legends. Love you.
Pleasure. And yeah, it's lovely to celebrate John Pertwee with people actually understand what Doctor Who is.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we'll have plenty of conversation about Pertwee. Don't worry. Obviously, leading up to Saturday, it is his birthday after all, and we'll celebrate it for the whole week. Why not? So I might throw up a few more, hunt a few more clips down for you later on and see if I can surprise you with something. But there's been plenty in the live chat as well that people have thrown up. Don't forget to check them out. That's right, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, people.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
And to you guys, I bid you all a good night. Stay safe and listen. Look after yourselves. You know, as you know, yourselves. You know, we're lifting up off lockdown, so just stay safe anyway. And I'll leave you with this. And thanks again, Lee, for this. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you haven't seen this new new trailer that he's put together for the channel, it's absolutely amazing. Good night. God bless. Talk to you soon.